Previously, when Callia left the capital to protect her unborn baby from her father, Shyman, she secretly arrived at a cafe to meet with Dr. Allen, where she met the cafe owner's cute boy, with whom she traded a piece of lemon cake in exchange for her portrait made by him. But before the boy could enjoy his cake, he witnessed his mother, the owner, being harassed by thugs. However, Callia came to the mother's defense before the thug leader could harm her face, and as she gave them an unforgettable beating, she loaded Dr. Allen into her carriage, who had been beaten by the thugs upon rescuing the mother. Yet, the mother and her cute son embraced Callia tightly, thanking her for saving their lives. Later, when Callia tried to leave, the cute boy called her his big sister and requested her to visit them soon. So, let's dive into the chapters 15 to 17 of the manhwa, The Baby Isn't Yours. As Callia arrives back at her capital mansion, Dr. Allen meets her and expresses his gratitude for saving his life. To this, Callia responds that she is glad he is okay, and asks if the carriage is ready to move. And as Allen confirms the transport is ready, she bends to pick up her luggage. Noting this, Allen quickly takes it from her, gently scolding that she shouldn't touch anything heavy. Furious, he mentions that pregnancy requires great care in the early stages, even for a retired commander. Callia smirks, reflecting that as she heard, Allen nags more than he looks. She recalls that her personal doctor in the capital told her that Dr. Allen, her cousin, will never betray Callia's faith, because Allen has studied extensively about pregnancy and childbirth since his wife died 6 years ago while giving birth. Allen interrupts her thoughts, emphasizing that now Callia is a mother, she must be cautious for her unborn child. Callia blushes heavily at the word mother, wondering if she will really become a perfect mother for her baby. Later, as Allen escorts Callia outside the mansion, he informs her that her transport is a comfortable carriage. However, Callia finds Gallus completely ready to tag along with her. Callia approaches Gallus, suggesting that if Gallus stays in the capital, she can get under a better master. At which, Gallus quickly responds that her master is one and only Callia. And as Callia mentions that she is going to the boring countryside, where Gallus cannot wield a sword, Gallus animatedly answers that she does not care, as she will just remain by Callia's side and take care of her baby. Noting Gallus' persistency, Callia allows her to join and shifts to her butler, asking him to take care of her mansion in her absence. From here, the scene shifts to the capital, where an informer tells King Louis that Callia has departed for the countryside. Hearing this, Louis whispers, pleading for Callia not to be away for too long, because if Shyman finds out about this, he will try to kill his own king. The scene transitions to the next morning, where Callia tears a teleportation scroll, declaring that they will teleport by using this. Suddenly, a celestial gate appears out of thin air, consuming the carriage into its dark space. But soon, they come outside on the other side of the celestial gate without any delay. Perplexed, Gallus questions if they have reached the countryside, to which Callia answers yes. Later, upon halting at a fabulous beachside lighthouse for a moment, Gallus becomes visibly overjoyed, screaming in happiness that it is her first time seeing the sea. Meanwhile, the ladies beside Callia remark that Shyman's teleportation scroll is indeed very interesting. Callia approaches Gallus and mentions that the pink pearl from this beach is truly precious. She then gently reminds Gallus that they don't have much time, so they should go. And as Callia and Gallus get inside their carriage, Allen worriedly asks if Callia is really okay, reminding her that she is using the 5th scroll, and if a normal person did this, they would have already collapsed. To this, Callia states that she is totally fine, disclosing that she has used up to 10 in the past, which flinches Allen heavily. Perplexed, Allen wonders if there is no limit to Callia's monstrous stamina. Suddenly, another celestial gate opens when Callia tears the 5th scroll. Dear viewers, apologies for the interruption. If you're genuinely enjoying the content on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe icon with all notifications, since this little support of yours will help this creator continue delivering high-quality work to brighten your day. And take a moment at the end of the video to leave a comment, sharing your thoughts on the content. Your feedback means a lot. Now, let's not take up too much of your time and jump back into the story. Later, as the carriage lands in a dense forest, Gallus gets sick and states that she thinks she's going to vomit. Noting Gallus' state, Allen diagnoses that she must have motion sickness due to the traveling. He then hands over a motion sickness medicine and requests her to take it on time. However, Callia arrives there and informs them that there is a city nearby. To this, Allen opens a map and confirms that there is indeed a city a little further away called Isnt. Therefore, they can use this city as a hideout, as it is an old and quiet city. Hearing this, Callia inquires if Gallus is in a condition to move, to which she feverishly responds with a timid yes. Later at midnight, the carriage arrives in the quiet city Isnt, and as the carriage passes by a giant glowing tree, Gallus joyfully expresses that this city is truly a fabulous place. Allen affirms Gallus, adding that in the summer, the tree will create a beautiful scene with white flowers covering its branches. Suddenly, Gallus observes the native children playing on the branches of the tree with great satisfaction. Callia also notices this scene and wordly states that although they are enjoying themselves, it looks dangerous. However, Alan abruptly halts the carriage's wheels, causing Gallus to crash her head against the carriage. The heavy blow prompts Callia to spring up in heavy pain. Noting Gallus's suffering, Callia extends her hand on her cheeks, stating that her lip is a little inflamed. And as Callia slides her face near Gallus's face, she asks if it really hurts and if she should apply an ointment on it. Gallus blushes heavily with rush heartbeats, blabbering that Callia's beauty is preventing her from breathing properly. Yet, Alan interrupts their quality moment, informing them that they have arrived at the hotel where they will be staying tonight. Opening the gate, Alan precisely suggests Callia to rest well, as she had a hard day. Later, when Callia arrives inside her room, she mentions that unlike the entrance, the room is clean. Plus, she can sleep peacefully, as the blanket is also dry and smells like the sun. However, as some time passes, Callia still struggles to get proper sleep. She mutters that tomorrow is the day Shyman will return to the capital. Worried, she remembers that Shyman said he had something to say when he returned. Raising her hand, she wonders if she is doing right thing by escaping without telling Shyman. However, she clenches her fist and reminds herself that whatever she is doing, it is solely for the sake of her baby. And as she closes her eyes, she reflects that she will tell Shyman everything about their child later. Nevertheless, Callia furiously wonders why Shyman hates the idea of having a child so much. Enraged, she thinks if she honestly informs Shyman that she is pregnant with his child, that bastard will calmly suggest her to abort their baby with a second thought. Suddenly, she slaps her cheeks, asking herself to stop thinking that way, as she is sure he wouldn't do that. Caressing her belly, she states that she cannot sleep and should go for a walk to get some air. After a few minutes, Callia arrives near the same giant tree that glows like a bright star. Approaching the window, she sees the same children from before still playing on the branches. Realizing the late hour, she decides to go down there and prevents the children from playing further. Meanwhile, the presence of someone unknown is visible behind Callia, following her from a distance. As Callia arrives near the giant tree, the children notice her and try to hide behind the leaves. Whereas, noting a strange glowing aura around the children, Callia questions if they are fairies. Amazed, the fairies use telepathy to inquire how she can hear their voices and see them. They further add that it's been a long time since any human could see them. Confused, the fairies ask from where Callia came from, and if she is really a human. Hearing this, she reflects on how the Empire of Fairies occupies 20% of the world, and humans are only transported to their countries on rare occasions. She adds that she is happy with her first encounter with fairies. Meanwhile, one of the fairies wonders how she can see them, and upon glancing her belly, he is taken aback with wide eyes. He shouts, inquiring if Callia is pregnant with a baby, as he can see some strange energy around her belly. When Callia questions how they know she is pregnant, the fairies animatedly reveal that they can see the children, and sometimes even human children can see them. Instantly, a fairy jumps down from the tree and approaches her, with the other fairies tagging along. They surround Callia, muttering among themselves that if there is a baby, then it must be very special. Perplexed, Callia asks why they are saying that her baby is very special. Hearing this, the fairies inform that there's a pretty light coming out of her stomach. And if the baby radiates a shiny and pretty light, then her baby must be very special. Taken aback clearly, Callia reflects that the fairies' words are like prophecies. And if it's true, she does not want her baby to grow up abnormal like her. Noting her gloomy reaction, the fairy mentions that her face turns white, asking if she is sick. Appreciating their concern, Callia delivers a smile and comes to her knees, and thanks them for their concern for her baby. She then slides her hands towards the fairy, stating that they don't have to worry so much about her baby. And by caressing his cheeks, she adds that sadness doesn't suit their faces. Plus, she is stronger than she looks, and she needs to be strong for her baby. So, the fairies do not need to force themselves to cry for her. Suddenly, the other fairies start to protest, shouting that they also want a hug. Noting this, Callia wraps her arms around the fairies and gives them a motherly hug. Later, after spending a great time with the fairy children, she bids them farewell, stating that she will meet them again tomorrow. As we wrap up today's segment, thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.